Alright there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of my live videos. And yes, as we always do on this channel, is update you on the latest news of what's going on around. Yes, with Sanchez talks, final discussions with him and Arsene Wenger. It's been scheduled for Wednesday of what's going to be currently happening with Sanchez's future at the club. He's currently coming to an end of his contract at the club. So too is Ozil. He's coming to an end of his contract at the club. But Arsene Wenger's fair it all on this. This is ideal. And Wenger has also stood firm and he's been ruthless yet again. He has currently addressed the media as Wenger. He's addressed the media and he's been asked the question in the favour of Sanchez. And he says, how many times do I have to tell you? He's still confident that Sanchez is going to stay with the club. He's currently not expected to turn up for the Shield game, definitely, and he's not expected to turn up against Leicester also. So basically, Sanchez is going to be handing in a transfer request, and I think now his preferred move is Manchester City. There have been negotiations going on, I think, with the Manchester City players and Pep Guardiola and all that about making a potential move for the player. Manchester City could be emerged now as the front runners in there. We know Munich have been in there. We know a few other teams have been in there to try and get Alexis Sanchez on the board. But yes, again, as he did the other week, Wenger, he's mistranslated everything. Because when he basically said, I want Champions League football, Wenger's not trustworthy in the media, he has no faith in what the media is saying, and he's basically pouring more and more cold water on the speculation, and he's still very, very confident and adamant that Sanchez will stay at Arsenal to sign another deal. And he's also quoted out, he will stay with us, will Sanchez, but one day he will go, but he will not depart the club at this moment in time. So Arsenal, I think, are willing to pay him £300,000 a week, which basically would make him the highest paid player, Sanchez. But in another theory, City have been negotiating basically. They was going to be offering 320. He's been demanding £400,000 a week, but they would be willing to offer £320,000 a week, plus the funds on that as well. Which, the adds-ons for the performances and that, I think, and stuff, and the appearances, which would be nearly touching £400,000 a week that he would be, and he would be a highest paid player if he currently went to Manchester City. This would be FFP though. They may face financial fair play regulations, as they've already spent over £200 million in this window of Manchester City. But Sanchez is keen on reuniting with Pep Guardiola, as he did with Barcelona. The first time Arsenal have not had Champions League football in 2 decades, and Sanchez wants to make the move. He doesn't want to be there anymore. Suggestions have stored up, with him being absent and being sick. And also, what did he do now? Posted that, and he gained a lot of Arsenal's fans' attention. A lot of Arsenal fans do not want Sanchez to leave, but I think Sanchez basically will be asking Wenger if he can leave the club, and then it's depending on what's Arsene Wenger's next move, what he does, whether he's going to be stubborn about this or whether he's just going to be adamant and let the player leave. If they do get a signing, maybe if they get Lemar or someone else they've been into, he might not be as ruthless. He might not stand firm as much over this situation, but looks realistically now that the player is going. It's mistranslated. He's had a few interviews as Wenger, and he's mistranslated the media. He thinks Sanchez is leaving. He thinks Sanchez is staying at the club. So too Ozil as well. And Sanchez is forcing the move. It's been going on for about a week. We know PSG have made inquiries, but they look like they're on the capture of getting Neymar. PSG have made inquiries about the player. When the director and his agent had a meeting about that when he was currently in Paris in the hotel, had discussions what was going on and stuff, and PSG were working their way around to try and finalise a deal for the player. But then the interest had cooled, and now City have come in there, and City now could be favoured to get Alexis Sanchez on the board, and he just quoted out he wants Champions League football. Arsene Wenger's not having any of it. He's addressing the media, and he's just basically pouring cold water on the speculation. They've realised how much of an important player that Sanchez is. Prolific goal scorer. He can play in numerous positions, and he would fit into the Manchester City agenda, if we're going to be quite honest. If you've got your likes of Aguero there, if you've got your likes of David Silva there, if you've got your likes of, other world-class players, It's not mainly Pep Guardiola's main choice, Aguero. It's personally Gabriel Jesus, but Sanchez would fit into the mix fantastically well at Manchester City, and he's keen on making a move to Manchester City. Obviously, Arsenal would not want to sell or offload a player to an arch rival, which is Manchester City. But we know teams have been in there for the current player, and this is depending on basically negotiating to try and get a deal done for Thomas Lemar. The journalist had come out basically saying he'd tweeted to a lot of Arsenal supporters and stuff, basically saying he's going to depart, depart Monaco, and he's going to make the move to Arsenal. So it's still a possibility that it could happen according to him. But the vice president a couple of days ago had announced they are reluctant and they are resisted to currently sell Thomas Lemar, and I still think all negotiations are going on. I think last week, contrast of it all, personal terms have been agreed, but there's been 3 bids rejected. A 45 million bids being rejected, the latest one, and another 2 bids have been rejected as well. They were looking in the region of 70 to 80 million pound for Thomas Lemar. They were looking at about 70 to 80 million pound for Thomas Lemar. That's what Monaco set out, but they're reluctant basically, and they are resisted to sell the player. But basically, they may offload him if they can find a suitable or alternative replacement for the player. I think Thomas Lemar is adamant that he does want to leave Arsenal. He doesn't want Monaco. Sorry, I don't think he wants to be there. I think he wants to make the move to Arsenal, but Wenger's still convinced. He's still confident that they will get a deal over the line, and Arsenal maybe will have to plot another bid in for Thomas Lemar. That's what it's been in the entirety of the transfer window. That's basically been one of their main priorities as this. It's been one of their main priorities to get on the board as Thomas Lemar, and they've basically wanted him. They've also looked into Jerry, the Nice player as well, who's 34 appearances last season. I think scored, was it about 9 goals or something like that? This player, they've looked into him also. They've also had moves for Riyad Mahrez that hasn't officially worked out, because Leicester have got a 50 million price tag out for the player, who won the PFA award in Leicester's stunning campaign winning the league. So basically Arsenal want to get Thomas Lemar on the board. You could call him basically an alternative replacement for Sanchez. Thomas Lemar, you could call him a replacement in that aspect. And the latest news about Neymar, yes, I think now the player has currently arrived in China or something like that to fully complete his medical. And this deal is going to be confirmed as soon as it is going to be confirmed. He has arrived in China as Neymar. I think he's basically met up with the PSG president to have talks as Neymar. But yes, this is going to be absolutely astronomical business. This is 220 million euros. This is 220 million euros for Neymar. Absolutely astronomical business. The biggest story in world football is going to come true. It's going to rip the deals of Paul Pogba. It's going to rip the deals of Bale. It's going to rip the deals of Ronaldo. It's going to rip the deals. It's going to absolutely rip the deals to shreds. With that money, you can buy a new 11 or even get at least 8 players on the board. But with the 220 million euros, it's not just that. I think there's also agent fees included. There's a salary per year. And plus his father's going to be benefiting from this. He's going to be getting staggering amounts of money from Barcelona and PSG. Neymar had signed a 5-year contract back in October 2016, but PSG are willing to activate that 220 million release clause. And Yeah, I think he's received his loyalty bonus today. His father's going to be getting a loyalty bonus as well. So this could basically add up to probably nearly £400 million in total for the player. But yes, you could see suggestions when he got in that fight with training. He also got in fight with training. Did Sanchez, Neymar. He's also had a say. Cavani's had a say. Ronaldo's persuaded him not to go. Who else? Gerard Piqué's had a say in the matter as well. But yeah, it's going to be beneficial for him. He's got teammates at PSG. He's got Dani Alves and Figo Silva and that. His Brazilian teammates and all that. But it's going to be beneficial because he's going to be the most highly paid player in world football, is Neymar. Everything's been discussed. The PSG owners have been in negotiations last week about it. The PSG chairman has basically tried to get the deal finalised, and realistically now it is going to happen. It may be on a 5-year contract or something like that. He's going to be signing with PSG, and this is absolutely astronomical business. But there's been players for Barcelona. I know they are adamant now. They were still standing firm, basically saying we don't think Neymar's going to leave. They've tried discussing things through. The club president was sure he wasn't going to leave the club, but they have basically left the decision to Neymar, and he's told his teammates he wants to leave. It is an hard decision. It's hard to turn that money down. Plus, he's got a strong relation with Messi and Suarez, and he combines with them fantastically well. But he's got mates over at PSG as well. Obviously, Barcelona, a much, much bigger club. But it would be beneficial for him to go to PSG to experience a new event, a new facility, and currently participating in the French league. And they've got a lot of good players of the French league. So yeah, it would be essentially in that point of view. And his performances for Brazil have been fantastic. His performances for Barcelona have been fantastic. They still are hitting form in these pre-season games. You know, he's hitting form, he's tenacious, he's combative, one of the most efficient players in world football. Not the best in the world, but staggering amounts of money. And Messi, you wouldn't get. He's one of the best footballers in the world. No, he won't be worth that kind of money. Even Ronaldo won't be worth that kind of money, even though he is aging up. He's Cristiano Ronaldo, he wouldn't be worth that kind of money. But this deal is gonna actually happen. This is gonna get finalised, and yeah, Neymar has also persuaded Coutinho not to go to Barcelona also. But now Barcelona are making inquiries about finding an alternative replacement for the current player. They've put now Griezmann in there. We don't want Griezmann to go because he could be a possibility target in January, could Griezmann. The only reason we didn't get him because Atletico Madrid suffered that transfer ban. That's the only reason they didn't get him, so I hope Barcelona don't get him. They've also thrown Ousmane Dembele into the current equation as well, but with Ousmane Dembele, I don't think he's interested. I think he's snubbed Barcelona off before. He's a fantastic player. He's French. His performances for France are good. His performances for Borussia Dortmund have been absolutely sublime. He is a current forward, is Ousmane Dembele. He's been at Rennes in the past. He's won Player of the Year before, Player of the Month before. He's fantastic young age, talent and experience, and he's a fantastic athlete. So Barcelona potentially may be making a move for him also. They've also put still Mbappe still currently on their radar as well. They've also threw Di Maria in the equation as part of the deal as well. So and Coutinho. So Barcelona have made a lot of requirements about finding a replacement for loads and loads of players. But now I've just heard the Spanish press are reporting now that they are coming close to finalising and agreeing a potential deal for Coutinho. I think there has been talks and negotiations going on with the representatives and Liverpool and Barcelona before. Liverpool have said they are willing to they're not willing to they're reluctant to sell the player, and they're not willing to offload Philippe Coutinho. Wait there, I'm smoking this. Yeah, it said they're not willing to sell Coutinho. It could be they could be willing to pay 89, 90 million pound. Barcelona are raising these funds anywhere so they can get that replacement for Neymar. But yeah, this is just record to reports they've nearly come to an agreement now, but Liverpool don't want to offload him, as Liverpool still have got problems in their midfield that need to be currently addressed. Maybe Emre Can could be going. They're failing to get the pursuit of Naby Keita. That's been one of their main targets for the entirety of the transfer window, as Liverpool's a very dynamic midfielder. So that they may be reluctant to sell Philippe Coutinho, and Barcelona have made an eye, and that could be Coutinho's adamant that he does want to leave the club. His performances have been absolutely sublime, and Liverpool know how much of an important figure he is for the team. The way that he interacts in the midfield is fantastic, but he may go now to Barcelona. They've also still had an eye out for Mbappe. We know for the entirety of the transfer window with the Mbappe rumours, Arsenal have been in there, they've had bids rejected, we've been in there. Liverpool have been in for the player as well, Mbappe. But Mbappe, this was reported the other week or whenever it was from the Spanish press that they had agreed a deal for the player, £160 million, plus add-ons as well for the player. And then it reported Manchester City had showed their interest in Mbappe as well. They were willing to pay £141 million. And then, according to reports before, Barcelona had been in discussions with Kylian Mbappe's agents about making a potential deal. But as I said, with a similar situation to the Thomas Lemar case, the vice president quoted out the standing firm. They are reluctant to sell their players. Monaco have raised a lot of money. They can find alternative replacements, but they've already lost Bakayoko. They've lost Mendy, so they don't want to lose a lot of their key players. But Mbappe was on form last season. He's one of the highest prospects in world football. He is still only 18 years of age. His performances with France were good. 29 goals last season, I think, in all competitions. But it's insanity judging one player after one season, as I keep saying before. Manchester City have made inquiries about getting him. Who else made inquiries? Real Madrid have made inquiries about getting him, but they have been taking legal actions for certain clubs for the pursuit of Kylian Mbappe. But for that price, you wouldn't even get Ousmane Dembele for that price. No one would even offer to will him that. Not even Marcus Rashford. And a lot of the other youths out there, no team would will to pay that kind of money. So they're just judging him after one season. Are these teams for Mbappe? City have been in there. Barcelona are still in there to try and get him on the board. And he's a prolific goal scorer. I do really, really highly rate him. But we'll see. But with Mbappe, as I keep saying, Real Madrid could still get him on the board. They're still confident they can get him. I think they've been in talks about in the process of signing him another deal with Monaco. If it was me, I would keep him at Monaco, give him a year or two at Monaco, or maybe even get him on a loan deal somewhere else. But at Monaco, he's not a massive club, but if he went to Real Madrid, he'd be experienced fantastic training facilities, big fantastic club with a huge fan base. And also if he went to Barcelona as well, and it'd be interesting to see. He'd be playing amongst different players, so it'd be interesting to see how he would be performing. If he come to the Premier League, he'd basically be tearing the Premier League apart. Well, we'll see if he would tear the Premier League apart. A lot of French players are good out there. But yeah, there's been a lot of teams interested in signing Kylian Mbappe on the board. And also the reluctant to sell Fabinho, also a Monaco. As I updated you earlier on about... Herrera, the PSG right back or centre-defensive midfielder. It had come out earlier on that terms had been agreed for the player, but basically Raiola, who represents Zlatan, Pogba, Mkhitaryan and all that, could be involved in the deal, and a fee hasn't come out yet, but apparently it has agreed personal terms. But this player is a bit of a pothead. He has currently got a bad reputation. He is 5'9". He is a good player. He's good at giant forward. He's good at he's got good passing ability. He's also tall as well, which is essentially, you could classify him basically. Could he be the next four? Could he be the fourth signing or maybe the fifth signing? He could be Valencia number 2, and he can also play as a centre defensive midfielder as well. With Fosu, he could maybe go out on a loan deal, as I don't think he's maybe ready yet. He has played at right back, but initially I don't think he is potentially a right back. Is Fosu. What the? Just like smoking this while I'm on my videos. But the player they can afford to offload him. He's a player that's also got he's assaulted a police officer before. He's also been done for another assault, and he currently didn't turn up for the Arsenal PSG game back in November because apparently he's banned from the UK. Is this current player? Could this struggle? Could this go back and maybe he may not be able to make the move to Manchester United because of his bad reputation that he's got? If he come to Manchester United, would he be reliable and trustworthy? I think Mourinho would give the player a tap on the back. Aurelio. But yeah, it'd come out that terms had currently been agreed for the player. And at right back, he'd be Valencia number 2, really. He'd be Valencia number 2. And we know, same with Fabinho, he can play as a centre defensive mid or a converted right back. And he can also play as a centre defensive mid, Canario, and a right back as well. And could this mean Darmian? Currently he's a right back. Could that mean we could offload Darmian? Would we essentially need Darmian if we did get him at right back anywhere? So I don't know. More things will update about that, as I said. So yeah, guys, that's basically everything to update you guys with today. Drop your comments and likes below on my video as always, and take it easy, and I'll see you later. Bye.